And welcome back to the Nerdium. I am your host, E.T., and welcome to the Digital Playground. I hope everybody's having a great start off to your new year. Make sure you get out there, change something about yourself, and actually stick to whatever your resolutions was this year. This week on the Nerdium, we have Zodrey here with us. He's going to be talking about his entrepreneurial skills, also helping you with your credit a little bit as well. It's always important to learn about finances and be a nerd. They go hand in hand. We want to see you successful. And we also have Flower Badu with us as well, presenting some of her wonderful paintings that we have scattered around the studio today. I hope you guys stick around. Once again, I'm E.T., and welcome to the playground. And welcome back to the Nerdium. I am joined with my first guest. How are you today?
How you doing? I'm okay.
Wonderful. How's the year been? I feel like it's good to ask that now at the beginning because I don't want to ask that in December. How has your year been thus far?
Cold. It's kind of extra cold.
It was
cold.
frigid cold yesterday, and I was outside for about 4 hours, just wandering the earth.
Wow.
So, first, what's your name? Tell us about you.
My name is Zodrey Pickens. I own a video game store in Chicago, and what we specialize in is, old school games that you can see, like the Super Nintendo, Atari, ColecoVision, and we also do stuff like repair systems as well too. So if you have a problem with your new PS5 HDMI port, we can most definitely change that.
Oh yeah, I mean PS5s had their issues coming out in the first place, but I feel like that's common with game systems. I remember when the Xbox 360 came out, it had like the red ring that would show up a lot of times. It happened to me a few times. I just figured it was like broken, it couldn't use it, but I wasn't getting another one, so I had to live with it. And I mean, you say y'all sell vintage games. Is there like a popular one people come to get? As in system-wise, is there like one people like, I gotta find that one?
If I had to pick one system, actually I had to go with two. I would say the PlayStation 2.
Great system, I can understand it.
Or the famous Nintendo 64.
I can see that one too. You know, personally, my favorite one was the Sega Genesis. That was like my first gaming system. Do y'all have any of those?
Yes, but another good thing, we have a Retron system. So the good thing about the Retron system, it plays Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Famicom games, and Game Boy Advance games, and it's high definition too. So you can play all your favorite games on one system.
I mean, what's your favorite? Because that was a lot. Like throughout, because I mean, obviously you love video games. I don't think that's a secret at this point. What was your system like? The one that you was like, I gotta get to that one.
We have to go with the Sega Genesis, especially when Street Fighter came out. Had the controller with the 6 buttons on it.
Yes.
I would have to pick Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis was my favorite. Coming in a close second, I know it's not a popular one, but the Dreamcast was one of my absolute favorites, though. It was not a very popular system. A lot of people didn't have it, but I mean, it's that one that you see people even going after.
But you know what? It's still part of the Sega family. So honestly, if it wasn't for the Sega Dreamcast, NBA 2K wouldn't come out. Because remember, NBA 2K came on the Dreamcast first. And I remember shooting the free throws, and you had to, like, on the back of the controller, press the buttons like this to hit the free throw shot. So it was a little more harder to shoot free throws with that Dreamcast.
It was like the first remote that had like that rumble pack, and it was like the start of vibrating remotes. Not sure if we ever truly needed it, but I guess it adds to the feel of games and whatnot.
Yes, like imagine you playing Call of Duty and someone's shooting or you jumping over rocks and you feel the vibration in your hand. So most definitely that's why it's needed.
And why? Because obviously you love video games. Is that what sparked you to do a video game store? Like, what was the, like, yeah, that's what I want to do moment for you?
I mean, basically, I like trying different things. And in the world we're living in now, the pandemic hit, and I had to figure something out. And my mentor has a few video game stores, and unfortunately he had COVID, and he was in a coma for 3 months.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And after he got out of the coma, you know, I was one of the first person he called when he woke up. And we talked, and I was like, hey, I want you to teach me the video game world. Because remember, in the pandemic, it was so bad, we couldn't even go outside. We had a curfew.
Yeah,
it was tough.
City was on lockdown.
So I said, let me figure out what can I get into that can have people stay busy while at home. We're stuck in the house. So that's why I wanted to do something different. You know, you always have the restaurants, you have the clothing stores. You don't have a lot of video game stores, especially retro games. So that's what pushed me to open up the store.
Wow, and I mean, you're correct too. We kind of live in that age where you don't have to buy a disc anymore. You can just go to the game store, the Xbox store, PlayStation store, and just download it. So that's cool. I like that. And I mean, you said that you also get into finances a lot too. So what kind of steered you more to that finance, helping people with their credit, things like that? What kind of sparked that interest?
People telling me no. You know,
Okay.
Unfortunately, I wasn't taught financial literacy as a child.
A lot of us aren't, honestly.
My mother passed away a few years ago, and what happened when she died, I tried to move in Evergreen Park. I couldn't get approved. I had the money, but I didn't have the credit. And also, when I had bought my first car, it was a Dodge Charger, I was paying about $600-700 a month for the car note. Mm-hmm. The car was only $15,000. When I got done with the interest, I paid almost $50,000. So I have a passion when it comes to credit because I know how I feel like to try to move in the area or try to buy that car, that phone, and they tell you no, especially in front of your kids. You know, I can't imagine. Can you imagine going into a cell phone company and you tell your kid, I promise you I'm going to get your iPhone. And when they run your credit, they say no. Now your kids, they don't understand what's going on. Or you know you need a car to get to that job and you go to the dealership, you're there for 10 hours and they come out and say, unfortunately, no, you can't have it. Or you're in a neighborhood and you want to leave because of the violence. You want to move in a better neighborhood. And so you promise your kid, hey, I want to move. And they tell you no. So my goal is to help break as many generational curses as possible and help get as many people approved as possible.
That's wonderful. I feel like a lot of generations don't get the chance to learn about things like credit, finance, how to properly save money, and you kind of see it grow as a struggle because we've made it to a point where people can't afford $1,500 in rent or $2,300 in rent every month because we're not getting taught how to properly save, when to start saving. A lot of things that's like missing there, especially in Black and brown communities where their parents didn't do it. They grew up poor their whole life. You know, saving money wasn't a thing because I didn't have money to save, which is something even I go through. Like, I don't have it to save, so how can I save money and then move out of? So I think that's right there is wonderful. And I'm sure that you incorporate some of the skills that you learned from that when it came to building the gaming store. What is actually the name of the gaming store as well?
So the name of the video game store is Back in the Game. Mm-hmm. And what pushed me to get it as well is I was always taught cash was king, okay? But as I got older and I started having other mentors pouring into me, I started using more credit. So I went to the bank, got a loan. The bank gave me the money. I took the money and I put it, you know, buying amazing video games like the 360 and buying different things, finding a place, paying for rent for a year or two, setting up, putting the carpet down because I had to we had to rebuild the store.
Okay.
And I didn't use my money. I used the bank's money. So once I used the bank's money, now I was able to get my investment back. So now, you know, everything is profit. So.
Wow. I mean, that's absolutely great. And what did you say the address was? So if I did want to come in there and just bother you one day, beat you in Mortal Kombat maybe, I can dog anybody with it, and I'll stand by that. So where can we all find you at?
You can find me on social media. My name is Zodrey Pickens, Zodrey. Whenever you type in my first name, it's only one me in the world. So once you type in Zodrey, Zodrey Pickens, that's going to pop up. But I also have another Facebook page too, Zodrey King, because I got over 5,000 followers. So I ended up adding another Facebook page. So both of them is me. And if you guys need help with anything, you can reach out to me.
Well, you guys heard it. Well, if you need any vintage video game, Zodrey the King right here got you covered. So I want you guys to stay tuned. I have Flower Badu, aka Jasmine, coming up next to talk about her wonderful paintings and everything. I hope you guys stick around. And welcome back to the Nerdium, your digital playground. I am joined with my next guest, and I know you guys can see all of her paintings in front of me already. Galaxy Fiend is her name. He's a painter and digital artist who gets into multiple different things. Hey, Galaxy, how you doing?
Good, you?
You are so adorable. I love the punk rock look you got right now.
Thank you.
And tell me, this is some of the art that you do. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Like, when did you know that art was your form of expression? Like painting, digital art, how did you know?
Well, digital art, I kind of just got into that during my college years. I didn't start out with that first. I started out with traditional drawing, so like a paper and just a pencil, you know.
The original way, yeah.
Yeah, right. So I was like 4 years old. My dad, he knew how to draw. He always drew, so he had taught me how to draw like Wolverine. He's a big fan of Wolverine, so he had me trace like Wolverine.
Was it in the yellow outfit?
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I know me and you connected, because it was the yellow outfit one. Perfect.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, teach me how to draw, teach me how to draw. I want to know how to draw just like you. And so he just taught me, and that was my first drawing, Wolverine.
Oh, that's special, though. I had the same connection with my dad, too, so I know that feeling. He's the reason why I love anime in the first place.
Same.
We would tune in to watch Dragon Ball Z every single weekend.
Naruto.
And we would just do Kamehameha waves at each other all the time until my mom told us to get out.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love how your parents had that sense of nurturing your actual craft to kind of see it grow now. And where would you want to see this grow to? Like, ideally.
Well, paintings I do on the side. It's just another form of expression for me. More like in a more deeper way, I guess. But because I started painting in high school, my sophomore year, but ideally, right now being in art college, learning digital art and stuff and animation to get my bachelor's in VFX animation. I really just want to see it all go towards a comic book. I want to do a comic book, and
Wow.
I definitely want to create TV shows. So that's where I want to see all this going.
That's great. Do you have any original works that you're working on now that you're kind of not yet made it to the point, but you said you were in school? Is that like the point? You have original ideas that you want to help animate, or you want to start working with different studios? Which one would you kind of prefer, I would say?
I want to make my own studio.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about.
And have
there's no studios that's really ran or owned by women.
Exactly.
And there certainly aren't any by Black women.
Right.
So to kind of hear that, the few that are owned by women, they are not as popular. I feel like the world kind of gets boiled down to like DC, Marvel, and on the anime side, like Shonen
Right, I
Jump.
want to break that.
Yeah, so I would love to see more shoujo animes like Sailor Moon that incorporates more feminine power in it. So I think that's really great.
That's what I'm going for.
And what was because I see this one here, she reminds me of Katara a lot.
Yes.
Is there any shows where you kind of saw that art style and you was just like, wow, let me try to do that?
I'd say it's an anime called Samurai. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Some people say Champloo and Champloo and
Samurai Champloo.
yeah. I just say that. That's what I say. Yeah.
I think that's correct too, because it's CHA, so it wouldn't be shampoo.
They say that though. They be correcting me. I'm like, okay.
Well, I'll tell you this much: I'm old enough to say you're correct.
Okay.
You're saying it right. Yes.
I really like Naruto. That drawing style is beautiful. I grew up with that, seeing that drawing style, and I loved it. Regular comic book American style, I love that. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I think you have something. I think kind of nurturing your talent and kind of letting it grow from there, because it's not something that you see. I would love it if at some point, your paintings was in like different places, museums and stuff. Do you go to conventions?
Yes, but I haven't been to one in a long time, since like 2016 or something.
Oh, I mean,
But I definitely want to do one like this year.
conventions. I mean,
one.
when you did do conventions, which did you go to, like the bigger ones, or was it more like the smaller ones? Like, was it at E3 level? Those type of conventions?
It was C2E2, so
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a C2E2 is one of, I think it's like E3, C2E2. All of those are like the bigger ones. And you have like Anime Midwest, which is huge still, but it's still considered like a smaller scale one. And I mean, I think everything that you're doing is great here. I absolutely love the art and the fly. I like how it's like nature sexual almost, like it's the human figure in its natural form covered in flowers. I think that's really beautiful.
thank
And
you.
I mean, is this typically what your paintings look like? Because I've seen some of your digital art. Is this painter you here?
Yeah. I try to transfer into my digital, but I mean, I don't know. Like, my digital style, I guess, is more like sci-fi and stuff like that. Like, I'm interested like in fantasy, sci-fi, spirituality. So you kind of see that through my art. Yeah.
You said that you really like The Matrix, which is a classic.
Yes, I love it.
Have you seen the last Matrix that came out?
Yes.
Did you
I
like that one
Yes.
too?
Seeing it on big screen. Yes, I was like, I love it.
I have not yet seen
Such
that
an
one.
experience.
The Matrix, I remember. It seems like forever ago when The Matrix came out, so it was like a good 10-year gap between that last movie. So I mean, I think that's great, the sense of nature and then like the futuristic fantasy thing, which would honestly make a great comic book. It's different not having seen it. So I really appreciate you coming on the show. Can you tell us all how to find your art if we wanted to see more of your art? Where do we go?
I'm on every platform as Galaxy Fiend. I got Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram. I got everything.
Wow, I mean, Galaxy Fiend, you guys all know where to officially find her if you want to see more like this or even her paintings as well. You guys stick around. We still have one performance left by Absolute Phase, which is going to come at you guys next, so stick around. And welcome back to the Nerdium. I am your host, E.T. Thank you guys for sticking around for the show. Introducing our musical act, Absolute Phase, performing their hit new single, The Headliner.
La da da da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da. when I adore.
When I
Why do I feel so alone? Are you dreaming? I can see it. Where is your sense of self-esteem? I can touch it. The moment's fleeting. All the drugs have led me to believe. My past will only tell me lies about the man I used to hide. Will I find out I'm a worn out? I fight before they throw my shell. I atone.
When I
Why
atone.
do I feel so alone? When I atone.
When I
Why
atone.
do I feel so alone? When I atone. Why do I feel so alone? When I adore, why do I feel so alone? See, you may believe in me. I see. And all I want is to be free. When I am shame, I walk off the stage. When I am name on that parade. When I am shame, I walk off the stage. When I am name on that parade. When I am shame from me and pain, I feel la da da da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la. Screw it.
Hey Chicago. Are you someone that is deep into nerd culture? Are you into anime? Are you an animator? Do you draw or write for comics? Are you a pro wrestler? Are you a pro gamer? Do you do cool stuff that fits within this genre that people should know about? If so, we would love to have you as a guest on the Nerdium. Contact either Elizabeth Tompkins or Maurice D. Prophet and ask how you can be a guest on the Nerdium.
Thank you all for joining me here at the Nerdium, your digital playground. Happy you guys stuck around and played with me a little bit. Big shout out to our guests this evening. You guys know where to go to get some vintage game at Back at the Game. You see all of Galaxy Fiend's beautiful paintings in front of me. You guys know exactly where to find her at. If you want to see more of this, Absolute Face absolutely tore down the house tonight. Thank them so much for coming through and performing one of their newest singles as well. Their new video is releasing for that as of today, so guys, go check it out on YouTube as well. I cannot wait to see you all next week. I'm E.T., and thanks for joining me at the Nerdium.